All right, what's good, y'all? It's your boy back again. There we go, not laggy. Yep, we're back again, y'all, with a trade ideas for 11/1/22. It is the beginning of November. No nonsense November, yo. No nonsense November. That's what we're calling it. No nonsense. We're going in. We're diving as deep as we possibly can, and we want to make sure that we're as effective as we can be during November and December, close out the year when everyone else is going into holiday mode just to chill, even though we're in an economic downturn. So just want you all to know we still gonna go hard, we still gonna be around, and we still gonna be looking at these markets. So let's get into it. So Nas 100. Let's go ahead and start off at the 1 hour. Boom. Okay, so we're looking at the 1 hour. Well, let's see here. Short-term time frames. It looks like we may be starting on the turnaround. Maybe. I mean, when you look to the left, right? You look here, you say, okay, well, there's a lot of, well, I mean, there's a good amount of imbalance. There's not a ton, but there's a good amount all the way from here. We got all of these equal highs. Looks like we just recently ran these highs. We had a nice little drop off. We could be in a retest to come and fill this price action down here, but again, we see price, or excuse me, the change percentage of the Nasdaq is 1% on the day thus far. So what would that tell me? Well, maybe we might be a little bit bullish today, just maybe. So we'll go into it with a slightly bullish bias, right? Let's go ahead and get some more confluence. We have money flow crossing over to the green, so we could potentially see a small pullback before ultimately going higher. So I'd say we come and run these prices to come and mitigate this overall zone over here. There we go. Looks like we're coming up there, right? So we want to see moves that pretty much validate that thesis there. So let's go ahead and drop down to the 30. And what we're looking for ultimately is we're looking for a way to go long. So it looks like if I'm, man, this doesn't look good at all. We got price coming down, right? So I'm looking here, up, down, finally breaks, somewhere in there, moves around in here, finally breaks up, right? So in here, comes down, it wicks it, right? Still pretty much wicking this area over here, right? And it finally clean break, right? Clean break. Clean break. We can just say it came down there and we finally broke above there. So I'd say somewhere in here before going long, that makes the most sense to me. The rest doesn't really make sense. There's nothing else that really makes sense here, in my opinion, right? So ultimately, you say short term. I mean, we got 14 minutes before New York Open. So break. So when I'm doing all this movement, I'm looking here. So I'm like, okay, intermediate candlestick structure, break, right? Break. And it came from up here. We finally broke above. So we could technically say something like that for intermediate. And this is a 15-minute chart, right? So we could say something like that. Now we're starting to get some striped pajamas going on. Let's go ahead and look at the 5-minute. We have some structure break here, right? Down move, push up, right? And then we could say, okay, down move, push up, comes up finally. And then down move, push up, break, break. We came up, break right here. Then this is the last up move, down move, break. Man, this was a large move down. And we're finally, right, finally breaking it over here. And we're finally breaking it over here. So could see something like this, maybe come back down in there in the 5-minute range. If we're looking at these zones right here, this would be an excellent time to go short right here. Because, I mean, it's looking like it's filling these gaps over here, and then comes up here. Looks like we might be forming some Wyckoff, some type of Wyckoff, right? We come up here, highs, liquidating highs. Now liquidating highs to come and tap into this little last area up here before ultimately going lower. So potentially we want to see a double MB break, but we're going to go ahead and put an alert here We're going to put an alert here to signify this as a supply zone of 5 minutes. Go ahead and look for a potential trade setup to go lower before ultimately going higher. And this is a 30-minute zone, if you recall. First was 30-minute or 15-minute refined down to a 5-minute area. So, I mean, these are pretty refined zones, if you will. Now we're waiting for up there. Now, cool. We'll just wait. Great. Let's go ahead and look at GBPJPY, and I believe we left it. Yes, we left our demand zone on the chart right here with the alert pending. So what are we doing right now? Well, we're pretty much looking for shorts to go down there. So let's go ahead and look at the 15-minute chart. Let's look and see if we have any zones that immediately present themselves. We saw ourselves starting to come up, meandering around here. We got wicks, and we finally got a nice little body break right there. So what we do, we go ahead and put a supply zone right here, which looks like it mitigated the open. And then we started to see more NBs, or as they would say in the MFX, NB clusters. Boom, right there. So let's go ahead and make that a bit more clean. Bam, that's great. So then we saw that, and we saw a little stoppage in there, but nothing really too crazy. So we saw that. Maybe we go ahead and just refine it down to here. Maybe use this zone right here to get short if it indeed wants to get short. So we'll go ahead and put an alert right there. The only thing that I don't like about currency pairs is that they have commission. That's why I like the NASDAQ. There's no commission on my trades, which means that, I don't have to think about as much. So we're going to go ahead and remove this. And we're going to go up to the hour time frame. Let's look. Right now we're in bullish price action. So we want to see, comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down, breaks above. Slight stopping action, but maybe we'll keep that there for now. 1 hour. Does anything present itself? I don't think so. I really don't see it. Gold doesn't look very good. We can use that maybe, something like that. Let's go ahead and go down to the 15-minute. Okay, 15-minute. We got move down, move down, move up. I mean, if it's going long forever, I mean, I'd refine it here on the 15-minute. I'd move it up for sure. That looks way better. Right, comes down, breaks up. Where'd it come from? Right here. So we're gonna go ahead and just put an alert right there for the 15-minute trade. We might look for a fractal MB, double MB to go higher. So we're gonna call this is the man zone. Great. We'll hit that create button. And looks like we can probably come to run these particular prices here. Great. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. Let's go on the hourly. We're on the good old Bitcoin. So go on the hour. We'll go ahead and remove the drawings for Bitcoin. We look like we had a wick break here. Nothing real clean. That's an absorption entry. Or you could say this is the up thrust. Maybe we're actually looking for one more break. Or maybe we're not. So I can already tell intermediate candlestick structure. Bam, bang, bang right here. So maybe I'd probably want to say, and when I say intermediate, I'm looking at kind of how price is forming on lower time frames, because you can see stops in here, but it's not that clean on the higher time frame. Really, it's not that clean on any time frame, in my opinion, but it still can be counted. So as long as there's a body break, boom, body break, boom. Okay, cool. So now we're moving around, body break right here, right? This is validated for sales. Uh-oh. There we go. This is validated for sales right now, right? Because we had a nice little body break, right? And we come back up, boom, break up. Oh my goodness, that is a nice clean breakup after here. So let's go ahead and just mark this so we know where the body break was. We can be a bit more explicit. So boom, where did this come from? Somewhere up in here. Well, doesn't matter anyways, broke down. So then now we have another MB, right? And it keeps breaking down until it breaks above, right? And then it breaks down again. So now we're in somewhere like this, right? Now we're looking for the validation of this particular area. So now we look for zones that we can potentially trade off of, which looks like now we're pretty much tapping into that particular area right there. So then what do we want to see? Well, maybe it looks like we got money flow slightly coming down, but I mean, you see this wave starting to come back up. Maybe we see a liquidation to go ahead and absorption entry here. So let's go down to the 5 minute. Let's look at it. Yeah, we're starting to cross down, money flow crossing over. Then we see price action here. Yeah, this is a pretty good bullish divergent or bearish divergence. I keep saying bullish divergence. Man, I am brainwashed. All right, so boom. Yeah, I mean, you could kind of say that. I mean, came right here, and it was much lower, but then it had a nice little spike, right? Had a nice little spike. So pretty much what we want to see on this lower time frame is we want to see it come back in this zone here to retest something. And if it came back and retested, then yeah, that'd be dope. If not, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So something like that. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty much it for my trade ideas for 11-1, y'all. Looks like we went 10 minutes here, which is not that bad. So we're waiting for price to come up into here before looking for shorts on NASDAQ. And of course, we have other ideas that, to be quite frank, we may not even take them. It's just for our sake of looking at what's going on in the markets and really keeping our thumb on it. So it looks like just so I stated in for the exercise of looking at price explicitly, which is a good thing to do. So gold currently is at $1,653.65. We look at the NASDAQ, it is at 11,544.1 or 44, 43 points currently. We look at the Great British Pound against the yen. So the pound is valued at 169 yen per pound currently. And of course, Bitcoin is at $20,536 on the dot, on the money, as far as the price goes. So that was my trade ideas for 11-1, y'all. Go ahead and hit the comment section. Let me know what you thought. Go ahead and hit the like button again if you like what you saw, or hit the dislike, because we like the good feed. We like the feedback. We like the feedback. Know where we can do better, where we can improve the content, and make sure it's just more crystal clear for myself ultimately, because this is my journey to becoming consistently profitable. And last but certainly not least, hit that subscribe button so you can continue with me on this journey becoming consistently profitable and achieve all your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Well, I can't, I wouldn't say all that. Maybe you might, you probably won't, but you might. There's a chance for that. So, anyways, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.